Good morning, Fellowship Hi-Crest. Welcome to Jumpstart for March 23rd. Today we are going to be looking at Luke chapter 8, and I'm going to start reading in verse 11. This is Jesus' explanation of the parable that he's just told to his disciples about the farmer and the seeds. It says, this is the meaning of the parable. The seed is God's word. The seeds that fell on the footpath represent those who hear the message only to have the devil come and take it away from their hearts and prevent them from believing and being saved. The seeds on the rocky soil represent those who hear the message and receive it with joy. But since they don't have deep roots, they believe for a while, then they fall away when they face temptation. The seeds that fell among the thorns represent those who hear the message, but all too quickly the message is crowded out by the cares and riches and pleasures of this life. And so they never grow into maturity. And the seeds that fell on the good soil represent honest, good-hearted people who hear God's word, cling to it, and patiently produce a huge harvest. So then we see in the rest of chapter 8, people that are really challenged in their faith. We have people that are challenged by health issues, that are challenged with storms, like literal natural disasters, that are challenged with the death of someone in their life, prolonged sicknesses, the question of whose family in my life. And so these questions come up, and everybody deals with these challenges, and they challenge our faith. They're distractions. They can be distractions. They can be those questions that question, is God real in my life? Is he worth following? Does he really love me? Some of them can just pull us away from God. They're not necessarily questioning, we're not necessarily questioning, is God good? Does he love me? But they're just distractions. Maybe we're pursuing our career. Maybe we're just enjoying life and living it to the fullest and not thinking about God. Not thinking about the sacrifices that he's made for us to be in relationship with him. And this section in this parable really reminded me of Colossians 2 that we read a couple of weeks ago. And when Paul reminds us, it says, let your roots grow down into him and let your lives be built on him. If we want to continue to grow in Jesus, if we want to continue to be firm in our foundation in him, for our faith to be firm, then things are gonna come and challenge it, and we need to know those things ahead of time. We need to be prepared for those things ahead of time, and when we can, and when we have the time and the ability and the space for that, we need to be allowing our roots to grow deep in Jesus. So when the trial comes, when the unexpected illness comes, when the unexpected season comes in our life, our roots are already deep and they're already strong in Jesus, and we have that firm foundation. So my word and encouragement for you today is, how are you watering yourself? How are you growing your roots in Jesus? Are you leaning into your community? Are you leading into your study in his word? And are you leading into your prayer life with him? Thanks for joining us today. Continue to power up, pour in, and spill out. Thanks for joining us today. We will see you on Friday on Jumpstart.